Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Kim signing on, and I am coming on today to talk about Romans 12:17 again. This message has meant so much to me. It just basically talks about getting along with people as much as possible that lies in you. It also talks about revenge, not rendering revenge for revenge. So the Lord has been talking to me about that a lot and talking to me about, hey, you do not need to continue to defend yourself. And that's where you don't have to render revenge for revenge. Because most of the times you're trying to protect yourself. Somebody do something to you, you're like, I'm going to do this back to them because they did this to me. And that's just revenge after revenge. Like, if somebody don't call me, I'm not calling them. If somebody don't show up to my event, I'm not showing up to theirs. It could be anything. It could be, I'm just going to pay you back for something that you did to me 10 years ago. So most of the time that is a defense mechanism, and we're trying to protect ourselves. Our brain is saying, hey, this happened to you, this is what you got to do to fix it. But the Bible just does not support that type of thinking. But it does support that, knowing that the Lord is there to defend you. He is our advocate and he is our defense attorney. So when things happen to us, we have to realize that God sees all, he knows all, and he will handle all. So one of the things I've been practicing is remaining as a student. So if people are doing something to me, instead of me, you know, defending myself, like, oh, you did this and now I'm going to say that, or you hurt me and now I'm going to say this and let you know how I feel. I just keep myself in a place of a student, as a learner. And I just sit there and I try to understand what they're saying and what they mean. And then I listen and I ask questions to get further information about it. Instead of me saying, I didn't mean it like that. That's not what I said. That is defending yourself. Did you see that? When you start saying, I didn't do that, and you're defending yourself, and then nothing gets resolved when you do that. It just becomes this great big argument, and eventually sometimes some friendships end, some friendships separate, or you don't talk to the person for a while. Next thing you know, the kids would say they get ghost. So what I've been practicing, and it is working, but it's very humbling, is that when someone is saying something about me that I particularly don't like, I just transform my mind into being a learner. Instead of defending myself, I become a student. I take notes. I listen to what they're saying. And I find what part is true to me at that time, what part did I understand to be true to me, and I fix that part of my life. And you can never go wrong from there, because you're going to continue to grow. If you practice that, you will grow. I have grown so much by becoming a student. So I try my best not to defend myself. I just shut down when somebody's saying something to me and I'm like, I don't like it or I don't agree. I just listen. I'm like, okay, tell me more. So what I hear you saying is, and I say what I hear them saying, they be like, yes, that's what I'm saying. I said, okay, so do you have any solutions to how I can make that better in my life? How can I change that? Or do you have any solutions? And they always do. And I just say, thank you. I write it down and I make those changes. So if you want to grow in life, become a student. If you're tired of fighting and arguing with people, become a student. It's not easy. I have a hard time sometimes. Sometimes it's easier. And I was telling my husband earlier that when I'm most likely to do well is when I got enough sleep and I've eaten right. I got the right food in my system and I'm not tired and grumpy. I can become a student just like that. But if I'm sleepy and I've been eating bad foods, like unhealthy foods rather, it's harder for me to become that student. It takes longer for me to become a student because there's a fight inside of me and I want to be like, what? What do you mean by that? And I got to catch myself, and it takes me longer to yield to the student inside of me. So those are my tricks that I do to stop defending myself and knowing that God has ministering angels with me. God knows all and sees all, and that He is allowing, when things are happening in my life, He's not going to let things be in my life to happen in my life without Him first preparing me to get through it. So when it's in my life, that means I can handle it. That means whoever that person is and whatever they're saying, that means I can handle it. And don't forget, you got the ministering angels. It's right there for you, for us, to be able to get through the trials in our life. And then you have people that God has assigned to your life to help you pray through things and to advise you and counsel you and sometimes support you just by listening. We have so much. So let's stop defending ourselves. Let's stop doing revenge for revenge, because it's a lot of work to fight for yourself and be your own advocate. Give that stuff to God and just know that I will never be in a situation that I'm not prepared for. So I hope that helped. Those are my tips, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm growing, I would like to say, exponentially. So God bless you, and this is Dr. Kim signing off.